Johnny Depp Vindicated. So if you haven't heard this, then Google it, but it's basically been proven that Amber Heard was the awful one, the abusive, bad person, and Johnny Depp didn't do anything wrong. No, it's funny because that actor Henry Cavill got in trouble a couple years ago for saying, when someone asked him about the Me Too movement, he said, well, I don't even bother hitting on girls anymore because I don't want to be called a rapist. And then he got in all this trouble for saying that. But, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And I think the people who really enjoy attacking, the people who enjoyed attacking Johnny Depp after these accusations, I think they tend to be unattractive people who maybe they've got a weight problem and they just like to see a good-looking guy fail. I think there's a lot of envy and jealousy going on. Whenever you see an older guy with a younger girl, especially an attractive younger girl, everybody says, oh, what a sicko. Oh, he's a freak. Oh, what a dirty old man. And everybody who says it, every guy that says it, they secretly would love to be that guy. Myself included. When I first heard about him, all this shit, I was like, well, he was stupid for dating a girl that's that young, and serves him right. There was a certain amount of jealousy and bitterness, bitter joy. Also, you know what, if a person's a multi-millionaire, I'm always happy to see them fail. So I was totally cool with it. I think it's obscene to have that much money. But it was pretty obvious to me, if you put two and two together, that she was the one that was the problem, simply because Johnny Depp has never been accused of any, and he doesn't even come off as a sort of person that would have a temper problem or be violent, right? He's too stoned. He's too out of it. Like, he's a little bunny rabbit. He's the one that gets beaten up. He doesn't beat other people up. I met a guy once who told me that he dated Amber Heard in the past. And I don't know whether I believe it or not. But I don't really see why. I looked into him a little bit, and he seemed to be legit. And he said she was a complete lunatic. Also, Johnny Depp has 40 years of acting credibility, where if he was an physically abusive person, it would have came out by now. Whereas she's come out of nowhere. We don't know anything about her. She hasn't proven her credibility in terms of, I don't know. Well, now she's completely destroyed it. But I've been aware of the danger of people piggybacking on the Me Too movement for their own selfish interests. Everybody would say, if I say anything bad, they go, well, how dare you put down the Me Too movement? So you can't really talk about it. That's fine. I'm a guy, I can't talk about it. But I will. And any good cause, like the Me Too movement, will have vultures that want to profit on their own, like this bitch. This terrible person. She's like the female equivalent of Harvey Weinstein. She's doing the most awful thing that a woman could do, just like Harvey Weinstein did the most awful thing that a man can do. I'm actually surprised that people took her side in the first place. I'm surprised that Johnny Depp would have lost the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, because her claims were so outlandish, and I was surprised that she didn't lose the role in the Aquaman movie over that bullshit. And if I had been on YouTube, I would have said that back then. Called it. And I'm also calling it that Woody Allen is guilty. Guilty as fuck. Most powerful men are guilty as fuck. And most women who are married to powerful men are guilty as fuck too. I mean, they're all scum generally. But in the case of Johnny Depp, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I don't know him, so I really can't say. I could never say, oh, he definitely never hit her. I wouldn't know. I'm not his friend. But, I mean, you don't have a career that lasts 30 years by putting yourself in a dangerous position where you're, beating up a woman and she can take pictures of it. I don't think who's that stupid? But the point that I want to drive home is that a lot of these people who have hitchhiked, like Amber Heard, but different than Amber Heard, who have hitchhiked onto the Me Too movement, I think a lot of them are obese, ugly people who are just really happy to see good-looking men have their careers ruined. I dated a feminist once, and she said men should not call themselves feminists, and they should just shut the hell up about it. And I can kind of understand that. And so you gotta wonder about a guy who's like all on board the Me Too movement and like fighting a little too hard for it. You gotta question whether he's gonna be obese and ugly, whether he's taking some kind of ulterior reason. He has some ulterior reason that he's, so what's the word? Why is he so giddy about seeing someone like Johnny Depp or Henry Cavill get their careers ruined or get humiliated? I mean, I've already been honest and admitted that I'm happy to see his career ruined just because I don't think he should have that much money. Or that an actor, I don't believe that an actor should be that worshipped. And I was happy to see Bill Cosby get destroyed because he was too much of like a know-it-all all along. And I'd be equally happy to see Oprah Winfrey get her career destroyed because she's been a know-it-all all the time as well. And she's not that smart. So, I mean, I can admit to my ulterior motives. None of them have to do with me really giving two shits about what they, I don't really care, to be honest, if they did anything wrong or not. I mean, I kind of care, but I mean, I have an ulterior motive as well. I mean, I care about people, dying, getting murdered, but you don't see me paying attention to starving children in Indonesia or all the other atrocities going on in the world. I remember I had a friend who, she said she went on a date with this guy who, described himself as a radical feminist. And we just laughed for hours about how ridiculous a statement like that is. Who calls himself a radical feminist? What does that even mean? There's something rotten in Denmark. Something, I think I smell a rat. And that's really what bothers me is moral authorities. People who think that they're better than you because they're more moral than you. It's like, what are you doing for the cause? Are you donating money to battered women shelters? Of course not. So shut up. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, Human Warnings. Give me